Oakley Doakley.
Wait.
What?
You were saying wait.
I said okie dokie.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so we're going to go through the Game Awards here on Wine and Warcraft. We've got Renthil here with Zayl, and we are joined by
A guest.
a guest whose name is unknown. We're going to call him Jim, because he doesn't have a name.
He seems like a Jim.
Dad.
Jim seems like a good name. Alright, I'm going to go on. We're going to move with this. So we're going to start with a best Chinese game. We're going to say what we think's going to win and what we would vote for. And if we can vote, we will vote. I know nothing about any of these, except for that this makes a lot of money. I feel like this is going to win. And that's all I got. This looks adorable. That's what I got for you.
I know nothing about any of these games as well. I'm gonna go with JX3 HD because I think that looks gorgeous, but that's it. Chinese games, I know nothing about them.
It's like we can't play them when we're not in China. We can watch a
Yeah,
video, though.
surprise.
There's a YouTube link. Alright, so we got Best Debut Indie Game, presented by Chic Hydro. Now you can shave with your indie games.
I have not heard of any of these indie games as well.
You haven't heard of Cuphead?
I mean, I've heard a little bit about it, but not before I saw their award video.
Okay.
I'm also really not that into indie games to begin with, so I don't get a lot of news on them.
I think I would vote for Golf Story in this.
But why?
Because
Like
it's...
the only games I recognize are Slime Rancher and Cuphead, and I'd probably go with Slime Rancher.
Golf Story, from how it's been told to me, is like Mario Golf mixed with Stardew Valley,
Okay.
which just makes me happy. That's what I'm going to go for. Jonathan, out of your lovely knowledge you have here, what would you vote for?
My name's Jim.
Sorry, Jim.
We can cut that out.
Jim, what would you vote for here?
Cuphead, all the way. Just because that's the only one that I've heard of.
And Rhen here is going to go for Slime Rancher.
Yep, Slime Rancher.
I think that either Golf Story or Cuphead is going to win based on how everybody talks about it in the media.
Yeah, I think Cuphead will probably win.
Yeah. Well, it's got a lot. It's been having a lot of controversy because of the art style. Because of the history with it being incredibly racist.
Yeah. Gotta love that old-timey Mickey Mouse-esque type art style.
We got Best Esports Team.
I know nothing about esports.
I have a
The
Team
only one
Liquid
I recognize
jacket.
here is Team Liquid.
I got a Team Liquid jacket.
I'm gonna go Cloud9.
Alright.
Just because that's the only one that I recognize out of all these.
They've won 3 of the 7 League of Legends World Championships.
Really?
Yes. Will, do you have a random vote?
Well, the only one I recognize here is Team Liquid.
Alright.
I don't know anything about any of the esports teams.
I have this feeling Cloud9 is going to win because popular.
Yeah.
Alright. Now, I recognize none of these esports players except for Faker.
Same here.
So, we're voting for Faker here. So I make my decisions.
By the only ones that you recognize.
This guy apparently plays Overwatch, so good for him.
CSGO seems popular.
It's a really popular esport. So I think he's going to win just because.
Okay.
Because I have absolutely no other reasons why not. Best esports game.
Probably Overwatch, just because the popularity is strong.
Yeah.
I think Overwatch or maybe League of Legends.
I mean, Dota pulls in more money than League. And Rocket League is ridiculously popular, especially with non-competitive players.
Hmm.
But Overwatch.
I think it's going to be one of these four.
That really narrows it down.
It's not going to be this.
Not
It's
gonna
not
be
going to be
CS:GO.
CSGO. Though
Yeah, I don't think it'll be CS:GO either.
I agree. Overwatch, probably,
Yeah, my money's on Overwatch or League.
but I'm gonna vote for League because I like League more. All right, trending gamer.
Gotta go with the dude with the stash.
Again, I know none of these people.
I know I know about half of these people. He is a PUBG. Dr. Disrespect is a PUBG streamer.
Okay.
Andrea Renee is a game. What is it? Influencer. She works with Kinda Funny and What's Good. Steven Spawn runs Able Gamers, and Able Gamers is a company that makes controllers for
People who are disabled.
yeah, which is why I'm gonna vote for Steven because I like what he stands for. I also think that's probably gonna play into him winning. Though
I would probably vote for him.
I could see Andrea getting it just because of how big that community is.
Hmm.
All right, best student game. I don't fucking know.
I know none of these.
If any of these said DePaul, I would say that one.
Which one?
None of them.
Yeah. I would probably pick Falling Star, just because I like the aesthetic.
I like Level Squared because squares. And they just get bigger.
I don't think Falling Star is a game.
He means Falling Sky, I think.
Yeah, Falling Sky. Sorry.
All right, moving along. Best indie game.
Hellblade.
Oh.
It's kind of just isn't every single.
Hellblade has been in a lot of this.
Yeah.
Hellblade and Cuphead have both been in a lot.
I'm going to go with Cuphead because I like the aesthetic more. Though Hellblade is, really leaning into that. What is it? I'm blanking.
It looks kind of edgy to me.
It's basically about depression. And
okay.
from what I understand, and psychological problems because, you carry around. This could be completely wrong. The head of your deceased fiance or something like that, and it starts talking to you.
Okay.
Too edgy for me.
Most anticipated game
kinda.
presented by McCafe.
Spider-Man, all the way, hands down.
But God of War. This is exciting, but I'm excited for Norse God of War. I've already killed all the Greek gods.
I just think it's so different than the previous God of War games that there's not as much hype behind it.
That's part of why I'm so excited.
Yeah, but think about the people who are going to be voting for it.
True.
I would personally vote for God of War, probably.
I think most anticipated, honestly, is going to be won by Red Dead.
I could see that, yeah.
Rockstar. I think Rockstar is just going to... Because Rockstar.
Because Rockstar.
But I'm personally going to vote for God of War. Because look at that fabulous beard. I mean...
That is a very gorgeous beard.
How can you not love this man?
So close.
Dude, if I had a beard this long, I don't think Caitlin would be very happy with me. Okay, we're gonna roll up to best multiplayer game.
Oh, probably PUBG.
PUBG's gonna win this hands down. I've never played
Which
PUBG.
One's PUBG? Is that the PlayerUnknown?
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Okay.
Instead of made by Bluehole now, they are now PUBG Corp.
I've heard Fortnite is pretty fun. I haven't watched it.
Fortnite is free to play PUBG.
Oh, okay.
With
but
more cartoony aesthetics.
Yeah,
But you get to build build forts. in Fortnite Battle Royale.
Eh. Mario Kart's kind of played out.
I mean,
Destiny 2 is pretty fun.
I haven't played it.
I've enjoyed what I've played of it so far.
Oh, did you buy Destiny 2?
My brother did, and so I've been dinking around on his.
Oh, okay.
Just to kind of see what it's like, see if it lives up to the hype.
Call of Duty multiplayer it's okay. It's a Call of Duty game.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong.
What was the last one? Infinite Warfare. It's that one basically reskinned to be World War II. Is all it is.
With a lot less floaties.
A lot less jumping around.
Which a lot of people like. But I think PUBG's gonna win.
Just because it's so popular.
The only one listed here that I really care about is Mario Kart, to be perfectly honest.
I just think it's so played out. I don't think it's gonna, when it's just because the competition it has.
Well, no, but I'm thinking about what I would vote for.
Oh, what you would vote for?
I think I'm gonna vote for Mario Kart only, but then again, I never really the online multiplayer I never played, but this includes co-op, so yeah, we're voting for Mario Kart because I'd rather play Mario Kart on couch with someone than most of this online. I would totally play online Destiny 2 with people if I had friends.
I know, right?
I've heard the raids are actually pretty cool on Destiny 2, but
yeah, and the shooting mechanics
are actually really tight in Destiny 2.
Are they better than the first one?
Dude, the shooting mechanics in the
I
first
never
one
played
were
the
great.
first one.
I played the first one. I thought it was okay. Just never really got into it.
The shooting mechanics in Destiny 1, in my opinion, were fantastic, but beyond the shooting mechanics, you lost a lot. Like the story was completely terrible, and then I also had nobody to play on PS4 with, so I was lonely. Like I said, I have no friends.
That's why you should get an Xbox. Just saying.
But Destiny had all of the exclusive stuff on PS4. So
I also like PC all the way.
I don't like playing shooters that much on PC. I like Overwatch, and that's about it. Best sports and racing game.
Now, I have a very controversial opinion on sports racing games, and I really don't like them.
What's your opinion? I love them.
I think that they're in a large, and for most of them, they're basically just money grabs because you can just pump out a new one every year and get billions of dollars.
The only sports racing games that I really like are the arcadey ones. So like Everybody's Golf, Mario's Golf, the Mario sports games. I don't like these. I don't like the realistic ones.
So someone like me then, who plays.
Someone he has an opinion that matters.
Yeah, you would have an opinion that
Madden
matters.
18, rightfully so, does not belong on this list, even though that's the sports game I play the most. FIFA, I've heard it's the same thing.
I've heard people really love PES from what I know, but then again, I also listen to a lot of British people.
Yeah, but it just doesn't have the same following as FIFA does.
Except PES has a really big following outside of the U.S.
Maybe outside of the U.S., but I don't know. I don't know. It could go either way, but as far as who will win this one, probably Forza, and I would vote for Forza.
Forza, I could see Project Cars.
I played
only because this has soured a lot of people this year.
I played Project Cars 1, and I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement. So if they could, I haven't played Project Cars 2, so.
Forza Motorsport 7, I know, soured a lot of people with their loot box system.
Yeah, but
loot boxes.
But I think as far as game mechanics goes, Forza is the best one.
I mean,
and NBA 2K18 is better than 2K17. They added more stuff to it, and the graphics are still phenomenal.
But again, loot boxes and NBA 2K has like no following outside of America, to my knowledge.
You'd be surprised, but yeah, for the most part, yes.
But nowhere near as high as like PES or FIFA does.
Yeah, but I'd vote for Forza, and I think Forza's gonna win, just because it's the one that plays the best.
I mean, GT Sport by itself is no slouch, but I agree Forza is the better racing game from what I know. So we're going to vote for Forza because I know nothing about racing and sports games.
I can contribute something. Yay.
Wait, why is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe not on this? That is a racing game.
Who knows?
It's more of an arcade game.
Where you race.
Arcade. Continue on.
Best strategy game. All right. Not Halo Wars 2.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would agree with that.
not Total War Warhammer 2.
Personally, I'd go with XCOM 2 or Tooth and Nail. I don't know anything about Tooth and Nail, but I do love the aesthetic.
Tooth and Tail is a really cool game. But I've watched a surprising amount of Mario plus Rabbids, and it is
Hmm.
it does a lot. It plays like exactly like XCOM, except with Mario
Hmm.
characters. But since XCOM 2 War of the Chosen is just an expansion
Oh,
for
it's just the expansion? Okay.
yeah, War of the Chosen is the expansion to XCOM 2 Enemy Within.
I don't think I think Enemy Within is
Or is it
XCOM
just
original.
XCOM 2?
I think it's
Yeah,
just XCOM 2
XCOM
is
2
the
and then
name of the
XCOM
second
2
one.
War of the Chosen
The first one is
Yeah.
XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Enemy Unknown with Enemy Within as its expansion.
Oh. So
Yeah.
yeah, you just have XCOM 2 then.
So yes, War of the Chosen is the expansion. So I think for play value, I would go with Mario plus Rabbids. Also, I
Hmm.
think Mario's probably going to win it because, well, Mario.
Yeah.
And the guy, Davide cried at E3 when Miyamoto came out holding the Mario gun because he was so happy. So I think Mario's probably going to win by a landslide. Just because XCOM is such
Mhm.
I won't say divisive, but it's
I feel like it might be considered like a cult hit.
I don't know if I would go that far, but I mean, it's a hit,
Okay.
but I think it's just there's a lot more people who avoid it because of its difficulty.
Hmm.
Whereas Mario, while it does have a similar kind of difficulty to XCOM, it's a lot more friendly.
Someone's obviously never played the Long War mod.
The what?
The Long War mod for the original XCOM. XCOM 1, the new original XCOM.
Right. What do you mean though?
It's a mod for the original XCOM that basically just kicks it up to 11, and Firaxis basically said it makes their story mode look like a 20-hour tutorial for the mod.
That makes sense.
So
But again, that pushes more people away from it who
yeah,
aren't into that uh, masochistic game style.
yeah.
You go Halo
So
Wars 2 though is the dark horse. I don't know. I loved Halo Wars. I haven't played the second one, but I heard, it was pretty good. So
I've actually seen a lot of bad things about it.
maybe you're just reading the wrong ones.
Probably.
Maybe I'm just reading the wrong ones because
Who
they're
knows?
biased.
Don't get me wrong, I love XCOM, but I just think that more
Mario.
people avoid it, so they'll probably go to this. Go to Mario.
Yeah.
And Tooth and Tail is that, Tooth and Tail is probably going to be that cult indie hit.
I do really like the aesthetic of it.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me a lot of Banner Saga.
Yeah. All right, now we move on to best family game. And I immediately want to just throw out Mario Kart 8 because that's not a family game that breaks families apart.
I know nothing about any of these games really. Like I know how to play Mario Kart, yeah, but for the most part, I'm not a really big family game person. So
I would say Mario Kart would win though.
I know.
Just because it's so popular and multiple systems. When you're talking Wii U and the Switch.
And you can play this Mario Kart 8 with one system with multiple people, whereas Splatoon 2, well, it is a good game from what I've heard. I think you need more than one system. I mean, you could play Sonic Mania with one system, but I don't think it's going to win. This could also be played with one system.
So,
But I feel that Mario Kart 8 is the winner. I just don't agree with it.
See, I know nothing about any of these games really. Oh.
I'm going to go with Sonic. because
Sonic.
Just cause.
well, I grew up playing Sonic games, and apparently this like harkens back to the old 2D ones.
Mhm.
So I'm all for that. All right, fighting games.
Oh boy.
I know nothing about fighting games.
I actually know things.
I like
Don't
Injustice 2.
do not vote for MVC.
Garbage.
Injustice 2 though is awesome.
Oh yeah.
The campaign mode in Injustice 1 was amazing.
Mhm.
And I heard it's like on par with the second one. At least the second one is on par with the first one as well.
And
So
I want that game just to play that campaign at least. Even if I do more, that's even better. And there's a gear system, which is cool. I was never a huge Tekken person.
and then I don't know how well Arms is done. I haven't played much of it.
Arms actually has a really good attach rate on the Switch. It's got like a 30% attach rate, maybe. It had sold like 1 million copies, I think, at least.
Huh.
But I don't. Arms, I think, could win. I'm
I
gonna
would
vote for Injustice.
and I think Injustice is gonna win.
I could see Tekken win if you talk to like the hardcore of the hardcore fighting people though.
Because Tekken is just it's a complicated fighting game. And I
But
feel
if
like,
it's a vote, then Tekken's not going to win because the hardcore of the hardcore people make up such a small population.
Well, except that most outlets who because each outlet fills out a ballot and it's across everybody in the outlet, like
Oh, okay.
talks together. So I'm assuming they're going to look to the fighting game experts within that media outlet.
I mean, fighting games
Makes
actually
sense.
have a decent following because like the Street Fighter esports series is televised on like TNT. So
Yeah.
I feel like
Best RPG.
South Park all the way.
Persona though.
Oh man.
So I haven't played any of these, but I know of most of them.
I know that Divinity Original Sin is incredibly loved. I just haven't played it. And I know that Original Sin 2 is also incredibly loved.
The first one's a lot of fun for Divinity Original Sin. I've seen a lot of ads for Nier Automata, and it looks really cool, but from what I've seen, it's also only available on the PS4. Is
I
that
think
correct?
they're porting it to PC.
Okay.
I don't
But
know.
so like
But
that just made me like, okay, well I'm not playing this then. I don't have a PS4.
so that might limit the amount of attention it gets.
Well, except, think if you're a media outlet, you literally have access to everything, so.
I guess.
Because that's who the
voters are.
That's who the primary, because it's like, how the voting works is 10% of the total vote, 10% of the weighted vote comes from us, the community, and the other 90% comes from the outlets.
The experts.
Yeah, experts. So, I mean, they will have had access to Nier Automata because they all have access to a PS4. I don't think 15's gonna win.
15 looks cool from what I've seen of it, but I also haven't played it.
Yeah, it also
the first South Park game was pretty fun. I haven't played Fractured But Whole yet.
I've seen some videos on it. It looks just
I'm
as
so
good.
psyched to play Fractured But Whole, but
from what I've seen of it, it looks better than the first game.
I mean, that game was great.
A lot of it.
I mean,
I also know nothing about Persona, so.
I mean, it's probably the biggest JRPG series out there. Like, it's the most polished in comparison to like Final Fantasy has been in the recent years.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we haven't seen a Dragon Quest game since 9, and that was on the DS.
Mm-hmm.
And those are like the 3 big pillars of the JRPG genre.
Persona, Final Fantasy, and Dragon Quest.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna yell at me that there's a 4th one that I'm blanking on, but
Well, that's the internet for you.
I'm going with Persona because that's the only one I've actually played, and I really love Persona.
I think I'm going with Divinity.
I think it's going to come down to Divinity or Persona for which one wins. I think it's really a really big toss up between those two because it depends on which outlets vote for what.
Hmm.
But I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed if the other one wins.
Yeah. I think their RPG selection is very solid this year. And I like everything I see.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. So now we move to best action adventure game. While I love Uncharted, I'm gonna knock Uncharted Lost Legacy right out. I don't think it deserves.
hmm
Not that it doesn't deserve. I think it's a good game. I just think the other four listed here are better.
uh-huh.
I don't think Assassin's Creed Origins can beat,
Zelda
the
and
the
Horizon
the
and
I've
Mario.
heard
following.
really good things about Horizon Zero Dawn. I haven't actually played it myself.
I've played the opening, but I haven't played anything else because I'm not allowed to play it without Kaylin.
But Legend of Zelda, though, I think that'll win.
Zelda or Mario.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who were originally for Zelda have swapped over to Mario for their preferred game for this year.
That's weird. To me, at least.
That's not what I would have expected. Though if Zelda and Mario splits the vote like people are theorizing, I could see Horizon just winning
Yeah.
because the Nintendo following couldn't decide. I mean, I'm gonna vote for Horizon. No. And
You know what choice to make.
and
Legend of Zelda. I mean, don't get me wrong, Assassin's Creed is my favorite game franchise of all time. I just think it can't beat Legend of Zelda.
I think that Assassin's
Super
Creed
Mario.
Origins is actually doing really well, and I'm excited to play it eventually.
Well, because, it's not like the last 2 or 3 of them that came out. It's different.
Right? They put an RPG system in it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it's doing so well. But I just think it just can't beat Zelda or Mario and even Horizon. So
Right? I mean, I had to.
See, in my opinion, Assassin's Creed ended after Assassin's Creed 3, at least for me.
just because
Everything else after that, especially with like Black Flag, it just felt like a money grab and just not worth it to me.
Oh, Black Flag was so fun.
I love everything about Black Flag except for the future stuff. The future stuff was, ugh.
See, to me, the future stuff is a huge part of what Assassin's Creed is.
I agree, but I just wasn't a huge
And
fan of the
once
future stuff in
Desmond,
4.
was that his name? Once Desmond died, like it just that I was, that's it.
Right.
It definitely made the story different, but I think they, did fine with what they were doing.
Right. I wasn't a huge fan of all the wandering around the big office building in 4. That just didn't
Uh-huh.
grab me. I'm also one of the very few people who don't like the boat combat in Assassin's Creed 4.
It was tedious, but I liked it.
It wasn't for me. Like, I love boat combat, but I grew up on like Sid Meier's Pirates games, dating back to the Genesis, and so that's what I wanted to play, not their version, which wasn't bad. I just not what I wanted.
Which is fair.
I still don't know what I'm voting for. I've played some. I haven't played Mario, so I can't.
Zelda, all the way.
I haven't done combat in that. Yeah, we're gonna vote for Zelda.
Yes. You made the right choice.
All right, best action game. Prey did nothing to grab me.
Just because I've never really played any of these, I'm gonna go Wolfenstein.
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 Also,
I'm really digging Destiny 2. I think I'm gonna go with Destiny 2 here.
I love the aesthetic for Nier. That feudal Japan just really makes me excited.
I've heard good things about that one. Yeah.
I mean, it's dark, it's Bloodborne, but with samurai. um, I really want to play Cuphead. I just because it seems so
I do want to
exciting.
experience
Get an Xbox.
Cuphead because
You can
I've
also
just
play
seen
on
it
PC.
everywhere over the
Oh, it's on
internet.
PC too.
Dude, everything released on Xbox comes to PC. Shh. There's absolutely no reason to buy an Xbox. I like the ads for Wolfenstein because make America Nazi free again made me laugh a lot. Also, how angry it made Nazis, or what is it?
The neo-Nazis,
the
Richard
American
Spencer and his
Socialist
ilk.
Party or whatever. Is that what they're called?
The what?
The like American Socialist Party.
I think it would be National Socialist if you're talking like Nazis.
Right, but I mean the one in America.
I have no idea.
Okay. But how angry they got made me laugh.
So you can vote
It
for
was such a great troll move.
I'm gonna vote for Neo because it's the only one I played, and I like the aesthetic a lot. Destiny 2 is great. If I actually played it, I would probably vote for it. Psyched to play, from Neo through Wolfenstein, those 4 games. Prey just did nothing for me. I looked at him
I don't really know anything about Prey.
It was originally Prey 2. That got scrapped and became Prey. And it's like Dishonored mixed with something else. Kind of.
Mixed with like aliens or something?
Mixed with shapeshifters. Shapeshifting aliens.
Okay.
The only thing that I know off the top of my head that made me excited is the fact that you can shapeshift into a cup and roll through a hole. And that just makes me happy.
Wasn't that a part of like the
E3 demo or something
Yeah.
like that?
cool concept?
I think Destiny's probably going to win, though. Like, hands down, I think Destiny 2 is going to win.
I think Destiny 2 or Wolfenstein will win.
Wolfenstein? Also,
Wolfenstein
is just so much fun to say.
It is very fun to say.
Okay, best VR game.
Super
I
hot.
know very little
Super
about any
hot.
of these.
Super hot.
But Resident Evil 7.
I've heard good things about Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Star Trek Bridge Crew would be so awesome if you knew 3 other people with a VR headset.
I heard Resident Evil made people sick.
Mostly because they played without, there are sensitivity settings you can do in the PS4 PSVR headset. So when you turn your head, you're not turning smoothly, you turn in like 30-degree chunks. And that actually improves your motion sickness. It decreases it.
That's weird to me.
But I think Resident Evil 7 is going to win. Hands down.
I personally would go for Farpoint because I like what I see.
But I'm voting for Bridge Crew.
Okay. Wild card.
Dude, have you heard about this?
No.
Basically, you play 4 members of a Star Trek bridge, and each of you has different jobs, and you have to fly the ship or deal with certain missions and stuff, which would be so awesome if you knew 3 other people with a VR
It seems
headset.
pretty cool.
Lone Echo is basically the training that they did in Ender's Game. Like in the book.
That could be fun, but I don't see it winning.
No. And Farpoint, I think, is just a shooter. Super Hot VR though is cool.
That's what I would go for. Is Super Hot.
Well, then vote.
Fine.
Just look up. And yeah. All right, moving on. Best handheld game.
No, I don't do a lot of handheld gaming anymore. so I don't know that much about any of these. Like, you know, I recognize Poochie and Yoshi. I recognize Metroid, and I recognize Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem Echoes of Shadows of Valencia is a remake of Fire Emblem Gaiden, which was only released on the NES in Japan.
Okay.
Metroid Samus Returns is a remake of Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, the original Game Boy.
Okay.
Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World is a port of the Wii U Yoshi's Woolly World
I know
platformer.
nothing about Monster Hunters and Ever Oasis.
Monster Hunter Stories is like Pokemon but with Monster Hunter monsters.
Okay.
And Ever Oasis is an RPG where you build out an oasis or a town. Is
Okay.
basically.
If I had to vote, I'd probably go for Ever Oasis or Fire Emblem.
I'm gonna vote for Fire Emblem, but I think Metroid's gonna win just because Metroid.
Because Metroid.
Because Metroid. Best mobile game.
I don't play mobile games either, so
I'm gonna go with Fire Emblem Heroes because Fire Emblem. Not Mario Run. I've heard really good things about Monument Valley.
wasn't that one of the Chinese best Chinese games?
Yes. But I mean we have access to it here too, so I think it's probably gonna be Monument Valley or Fire Emblem because Fire Emblem is really good bite-sized Fire Emblem gameplay. Alright. Best ongoing game.
I recognize most of these.
I mean GTA
It's
probably
still kicking.
makes the most money. Dude, it's on
Mhm.
it's been on every month's MPD since launch.
Yeah.
Let's look up total sales of Grand Theft Auto 5. See, according to our incredibly useful source Wikipedia here,
Within 24 hours of its release, GTA 5 generated more than 800 million in worldwide revenue.
yeah, it like doubled its
That's 11
production.
million
It like
copies.
doubled its production cost. Yeah, as of May 23rd, they have sold over 80 million copies.
That's a significant chunk.
Well, the re-release, so like the remastered,
Well,
like the next gen consoles.
It's been on
just
what,
like
5 systems? PC, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4. But I mean, even across 5 consoles, 80 million copies is like unheard of.
It's just
Hmm.
Rockstar just like nailed it with that game.
Um,
I don't know if it's just because it's a Grand Theft Auto game or what, but it's amazing, and it's just still going strong. But Overwatch has a huge following now, and like I don't know if
PUBG,
they're rated highest, but also PUBG is like.
and we've got Destiny 2 sneaking in here, which hasn't proven itself in the ongoing department yet,
Yeah.
but I think it will.
So from what I've heard from somebody who's been playing the console version of it, is in general it's not that great. Like they're releasing a patch for it soon, but there's like you can power through a lot of it and be done with it in like a month, and then have nothing to do because you've already done everything.
Well, I mean,
So,
but that's kind of good at the same time because then you can play other things, and they're coming
yeah,
out with the first expansion in December.
yeah, soon. Which is nice for PC gamers because then they get it once they're done with everything they just started with.
Right.
So.
I think PUBG takes this.
Because of how big it's gotten, and
yeah,
it has no signs of slowing down. Only keeps getting better content.
yeah. I mean, if this was a purely based off of everyone voting, I would think GTA has a chance to beat it. but I think PUBG wins. But at the same
Who
time,
are you gonna vote for?
I'm going to vote for Overwatch.
All right.
That's a solid choice.
Because I've had quite a lot of fun with it. Granted, I've only played a little bit of it, but I enjoyed it. Now we move on to Games for Impact.
I have not heard of most of these.
Don't know about Please Knock on My Door. Night in the Woods. Basically, you're a college student who comes home because you quit college and a bunch of weird stuff starts happening in your hometown, I think, or how you're going to deal with quitting college.
As usual.
But you're all animals, so.
I know Life is Strange.
Life is Strange Before the Storm is the prequel where you play as Chloe.
Yeah.
The only thing I know is that there's a D&D scene in it. I haven't played it yet.
Neither have I. I want to play it, though.
You have to play a D&D game at the beginning of it.
That's pretty sweet.
Pretty exciting.
Bury Me, My Love.
I've not heard of that.
What Remains of Edith Finch? Oh, okay. So this is the game. Giant Sparrow. I'm thinking just Giant Sparrow. I have to double check this company. Yes. Okay. So this is the.
That looks very familiar to me.
Prequel to Unfinished Swan. You basically this family called the Finches is cursed, and you explore the house, and you get to see the bedroom, and then you get to learn how that person died. And then Hellblade, I explained earlier.
I'd probably go with Life is Strange.
I'm gonna vote for Night in the Woods because I think it's adorable and I want to play that. Who's gonna win? I think is probably gonna be the sleeper hit Hellblade because everybody I've heard who plays it loves it. Just explaining it is strange. Best performance.
So I know about 3. I know of 2 of the people on here. I've heard one of them.
I've heard everyone but Melina Juergens.
Yeah, that's one of the 2 that I haven't seen anything from. Claudia Black's the other one.
I love Claudia Black. Her performance as Chloe is amazing in any of the games she's been in. I was not a huge. I just don't
Bailey is amazing.
I just don't like Nadine Ross as a character.
Okay.
So I'm just not going to vote for her. Brian Bloom's voice is so iconic to me now.
Like I do remember him from the bit of Wolfenstein 2 that I've played.
I think it's probably going to go to Ashley Birch here.
Ashley Birch is pretty good too.
Is Aloy the main character?
Yeah, Aloy's the main girl in Horizon. I think it's going to go to Ashley. That's a very nice sweater, though. I wish it was in color, because I'm now really curious to know what the color of the sweater is. Alright. Best audio. Oh my gosh, we're not done with this yet.
Audio?
Best audio
Resident
design?
Evil.
Yeah, I mean, it's a horror game.
Isn't Breath of the Wild supposed to have really good audio?
Really good soundtrack.
Audio and soundtrack are 2 different categories in this.
Okay.
I think audio design is going to go to Resident Evil because horror game. I mean, Mario's got good sound design, but Resident Evil. Soundtrack.
Legend of Zelda.
Persona, though.
But Legend of Zelda.
Destiny 2's soundtrack is actually pretty good.
but the Persona 5 soundtrack is so good. Listening to acid jazz throughout that entire thing is awesome.
But I mean, Legend of Zelda, they always just have such amazing music, and I think their scores are always just iconic in video games. So
dude,
I gotta give it to Legend of Zelda.
I think it's gonna win, but I'm gonna vote for Persona. I was walking around the library the other day, and for the last hour, I couldn't stop singing the Overworld theme on repeat. It was driving me insane. Art direction.
I'm gonna go with Legend of Zelda here.
Jonathan, I have a feeling you're gonna go with that.
Legend of Zelda, yeah, just because I don't know. You said the Cuphead art was had people kind of upset.
It's very controversial.
I haven't played Persona 5, haven't played Destiny 2, but Destiny 2, I mean, it looks like.
I mean, you played Persona 4, didn't you?
A little bit, not really. But in Horizon, I heard is good. But yeah, Legend of Zelda, I gotta go with that.
I think it could be. I think Cuphead's gonna win Best Art Direction. Because while it's controversial, it's mostly controversial with, for lack of a better term, normies like us, as opposed to the critics. Because the critics love this art direction because they're not really thinking about the historical relevancy of 1930s animation. And from what I know, that they actually avoided using any of those racist 1930s caricatures in the game. They just used everything else. So I think Cuphead's gonna win. I'm gonna vote for this because I like vote for Persona 5 because I like the anime art style a lot.
Best narrative. Horizon or Wolfenstein?
I'm gonna go with Horizon, and I think Horizon's gonna win out of all of these.
For best narrative.
Yeah, I think Wolfenstein can get it.
Wolfenstein could, but
I've not played any of these games, so I can't say for sure. But I would go with Wolfenstein. I think.
He knows.
If I had to choose one.
That's my vote.
I think it's very poignant in our current day society. So.
I mean, to be fair though, Wolfenstein has always been about that. It wasn't created to be a
I know.
To be a social commentary on current day America. It just happens to land at the same time as current day America. Which is
in general, Wolfenstein didn't really have that huge narrative focus either. So, because traditionally Wolfenstein was a shooter before anything else.
Right. I just think that Horizon, coming out of Guerrilla, is just... It showcases what a studio that knows how to make gameplay can do once you give them the chance to also write a story. What's game direction? Outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. I think it's either going to Zelda or Mario.
It could go to Mario.
Yeah.
Again, I think I have to vote for Zelda. I just think Zelda's just a great game all around.
I think Zelda wins this because it brought more innovation to the series than Mario did. Granted, Odyssey, changed a bit, but not to the extent Zelda did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we found the end.
We're at the end.
Game of the year. Oh boy. I don't think PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds get it.
As much as I like Persona and Horizon, I don't think they get it either. I think it's really a question between Breath of the Wild and Mario. but if that splits the vote, I think it actually ends up being PUBG.
Really?
I would go with Legend of Zelda or Horizon if I had to pick one.
I'm gonna go with Legend of Zelda again.
I'm gonna vote for Zelda, but I think Mario is gonna win.
Woo! And that's the end.
And that wraps that up, and we will have all these questions answered on the 7th of December. I'm mostly curious to see who wins this.
Yeah, that's the real question, I think, is who wins.
Mm-hmm. Hey, surprise, no one won. It goes to Game of the Year for this year is Icy.
Icy.
I want to know what Gumballs is. I don't get to know what Gumballs is.